Today we have prepared a selection of knockouts from the world of Thai boxing, the most insidious blow in the world of tennis, and racing cars flying at incredible speeds. You will witness all of them in the next few minutes. So, please watch this video to the end and be inspired by sports achievements and curiosities in sports. Let's go! The best way to congratulate a coach on a victory is to perform a victorious throw. A devoted dog will be with you even in the gym. It's almost impossible to get into the hole from such an unfortunate position of the ball, but luck was on their side today. This guy, despite his limited physical abilities, demonstrates a great punch. Hardly anyone could have imagined that that bike ride would be interrupted because of such an exotic pedestrian. Of course, the ball was saved, but it ended up in the wrong ring. Sometimes volleyball games are accomplished by bowling elements. How disappointing it would be to lose the marathon in such a stupid way. Pay attention to how incredible the ball possession skill is demonstrated by this girl. Brilliant Cristiano Ronaldo is without a doubt a real ball wizard. It seems that this judge has no sense of humor. How bumptious! In racing, every second is worth its weight in gold. Therefore, everything must be done at lightning speed. Don't you think that you could see something similar in the Dolphinarium? The most important thing is to conduct such experiments without falling. The performances of Lithuanian long jumper Diana Zaganova are no less vivid. Just a slight miscalculation results in such a sad fall. What a failure! One can easily beat 3 opponents in a row just to hit the ball into the crossbar. Sometimes a cool head helps a lot. How long did it take to train to perform such an amazing trick? Any gymnast could envy this guy's plasticity and flexibility. It's even hard to imagine how much all those hoops weigh, and they look incredibly light in her hands. And this is probably the most original exercise for the abs. Walking on the necks of bottles and maintaining the perfect balance? How is this even possible? What a great jump, but unfortunately there was a violation of the rules. I'm always tormented by the question, what do girls with a model appearance do in boxing? It's almost impossible to score a ball at such an angle, but Shona Murphy managed to do that. This is perhaps the funniest way of distraction before breaking through the penalty, however, it didn't help either. A positive attitude before the start is already half the success. Football is certainly not a stage performance, but the acting skills of some players can only be envied. Sometimes celebrating a victory ahead of time is not worth it. Future stars are born in the stands. Sometimes amazing things happen in basketball. Indeed, the probability of such a hit is 1 in a million. Beautiful athletes can easily cope with unsuccessful attempts. Even when it seems that everything is gone, there is still a little hope. Don't worry, man, you still have everything ahead of you. Do we have real fans of perfectionism? Even when you're in a hurry, it never hurts to look at your feet. When you wanted to tease rivals but stumbled right before the finish line, what can I say? Justice is justice. It seems that the volleyball players in red uniforms also rejoiced in their success ahead of time. Street basketball has always been and will remain a forge of talents. One athlete finds herself on the ground in a victorious dash, while the second one is unlucky, and her terrible fall occurred a few meters before the finish line. The audience appreciated this bold jump. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Charming Anastasia Senkiv, who plays for the national team of Moldova, is the decoration of any athletics competition. Even if the referee makes a mistake, the weaker opponent always admits it. This is the case when the film becomes a blockbuster thanks to the supporting actor. When the opponent is really 3 heads taller than you, there are not so many chances. Sports battles sometimes resemble a wrestling match. It's like Greco-Roman basketball. Clothes for dancing should still be chosen more carefully. A marriage proposal is still an intimate matter. There is nothing more offensive than hearing no in front of thousands of people. Please find me another instructor. No one has canceled the laws of physics, especially when you're in the gym. Now we have another example of celebrating victory too early. There's a lot of grace and aesthetics there is in the long jump of the Lithuanian athlete Diana Zaganova. The audience is no less delighted with the performances of the Frenchwoman Elise Roussis. Unfortunately, not all of her attempts are successful. Kati Sagnia, who plays for the Swedish team, also demonstrates incredible results in the long jump. What a great attitude and champion motivation, but something went wrong at the last moment. The human body is truly amazing. It shows the real wonders of flexibility. When the most important attempt turns out to be successful, the celebration of victory begins in the air. Filipa Fotopoulou from Cyprus also performs no less vividly. Now you're watching one of her jumps. If the audience begins to boil during the duel of views, then it's difficult to imagine what kind of excitement there will be during the fight. The technique of performing jumps into the water is quite complicated. Any miscalculation can result in a terrible mistake. Now we have another reminder that it is not worth celebrating a victory too early in sports. And this is another proof that you need to pay attention to the smallest details in professional sports. Devin Allen started 0.001 seconds earlier, which is why he was disqualified from the race.
You know how much faster he is? By 1,000th of a second.
I just saw the start official saying.
If everything is going well for you, why not celebrate it with a hot dance? Juggling, skiing, and doing somersaults, this guy is able to do all this, and his emotions are quite understandable. If they decide to name the worst scorer in the history of football at the end of the match, we're ready to bet that this guy will take it. Every spectacularly jumping athlete is a pleasant sight. So we can look at it one more time. This goalkeeper saved the goal from a penalty kick, but he just forgot that the ball should not hit the net after the kick, so the goal was still counted. Boxing has seen a lot of strange fighting techniques. As a rule, most of them do not work against proven classic approaches. This guy took his hands off the steering wheel too early. He began to celebrate the victory, allowing his opponent to bypass him just before the finish. After the famous Mayweather attack, it's quite normal to forget where your corner is. How long does it take to train to score a goal in such an acrobatic etude? Even an unpleasant fall is not so sad when you already have a gold medal in your pocket. I wonder what kind of note got into the hands of this football player. Maybe it was sent by a secret admirer. And this is what healthy relationships in a team look like. Big athletes always have big hearts. The speed of a good racing car can reach 260 kilometers per hour, so it's not surprising that the athlete flew up in an accident. In Thai boxing, a knockout is possible even during a fall. It looks like this football player has come up with a new deceptive feint. Is this even allowed by the rules? Someone had obviously cast a Harry Potter spell on this ring. This is a clear example of the fact that you need to celebrate your victory only after you score the ball in the goal. There is certainly less aesthetics in this video, but what a powerful movement. What an inspiring beginning and an incredibly awkward ending. He probably used to play football and kept his old habits, but the main thing is that the puck is in the goal. At one point, she thought she was playing rugby, and she has just forgotten to wear protection. Unfortunately, in today's game, he lost not only the ball, but also his shorts. Too much for one day. A good warm-up is an important component in any sport, and the longer it lasts, the better. This girl fell spectacularly while clinging to one of the barriers, but still managed to reach the finish line. This is the moment when you accidentally notice that the jury took a point from you while you were lifting the barbell. They could have continued to fight like this all day, but with such a referee, they would have no chance to continue playing at all. It looks like this shark can make a backflip even on land. Having a perfect sense of balance and good management skills allows one to do such a trick. It would be possible to get closer to the gate, but this guy is not looking for easy ways, and most importantly, his strike was successful. Probably this is the most insidious technique in lawn tennis. The biggest disadvantage is the fact that it can only happen by accident. He thought he scored that goal, but luck is not on his side today. Ilya Malinin set a world record and made 4.5 turns in a jump. Few people expected that such a thing was even possible. This girl not only runs at a speed of 34 kilometers per hour or 23 miles per hour, but is also able to cover 100 meters in just 11 seconds. Apparently, this referee did not want to notice the corner attack, and now she felt revenge from the football player. The pole of this athlete decides in which direction they need to jump. Here we have a typical driver who got his license yesterday. Apparently, this guy decided to show us how he could withstand a strong blow. Judging by his expression, he realized in advance the unpleasant collision with the water. But records can be set not only by running. For example, this guy uses a bicycle to effectively bypass his rivals. The most important thing is that he does not accidentally throw a sneaker into the ring now, otherwise it'll be really sad. The girl was too confused and threw the ball into her own ring, and maybe nobody wanted to explain the rules. This is what a real show looks like. It consists not only of a beautiful hit in the goal, but also of an accidental knockout of the goalkeeper with the ball. He's definitely not looking for excuses. A disabled athlete is not going to limit himself. Take a look at how he lifts heavy stones at the Arnold Schwarzenegger competition. It looks like such a behavior at least deserves a yellow card. How many athletes have fallen here at one time? Apparently, this is the most difficult part of the track. This is probably one of the worst defensive passes in the entire history of football. At a performance in Beijing, the figure skater slightly miscalculated her jump, but boldly continued her performance after the fall. Swiss footballer Alicia Lehmann was roughly pushed by an opponent during a game, but as we can see, revenge is a dish that is better served with a ball. And was she right? Share your opinion in the comments below. To be honest, it's hard to say for sure whether he did it on purpose or just fell. In any case, such a flawless attack ended with failure. Before practicing the swing, she had to figure out how to hold it properly. Most likely, his football career ended immediately after the end of this half. Sometimes, in order to shoot a good match, the operator needs to do tricks no less spectacular than athletes do. This girl clearly planned to push off from this board in a different way. Nevertheless, she did it better than this athlete. A good coach should always protect you. This football player was so actively rushing for the ball that he decided to grab the opponent by the uniform. how strong should this throw be if the bat just broke in half? This is what luck looks like when it turns away from you. There are different ways to set up a fighter to win between rounds. And yet track and field athletes have the most toned bodies. Perfect timing on TV made this athlete famous. When you watch the races from the top camera, it is difficult to feel their real speeds, but these people felt them well. What a sharp move it was! Such an amazing maneuver helped to break into the lead. What kind of parameters do you need to have in order to make such incredible jumps? What an incredibly graceful jump into the water from a young athlete. Sometimes the tension in figure skating reaches such a limit that athletes do not mind cooling off on the ice. This guy was so busy with hitting the ball that he lost his racket. If a basketball player throws the ball jumping over an opponent, he should be awarded extra points. This athlete was just unlucky with the pole during the jump. What an unexpected twist in the very last seconds of the game. Such accuracy of this player is something magic.
Very close to splitting the two red balls and getting to the jar. That's what the target is. Oh, look at this. Oh, that is ridiculous.
Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, leave comments below, and do not forget to play sports.